Simple grammar rules to speak English correctly. Imagine this. You are standing in front of a crowd, ready to speak English. Your heart is racing. Your hands feel cold. You open your mouth, but wait. The words are stuck. Why? You know the words. You understand English. But something feels wrong. The sentence doesn't sound right. The people are waiting, staring, and then someone laughs. Not loudly, but just enough for you to hear. Your face burns. Did you say something wrong? Now imagine this again. Same place, same people. But this time, you speak smoothly. Your words are clear. Your confidence is strong. And instead of laughing, the crowd nods, smiles, claps. What changed? Just one thing. Your grammar was correct. Why is grammar important? Some people say, grammar is not important in speaking. But wait, is that true? No. If grammar didn't matter, why do some sentences sound wrong? Why do some English speakers struggle to express themselves clearly? Look at these two sentences. She go to school every day. She goes to school every day. Which one sounds correct? The second one, right? The first one is wrong. But why? Just because of a small s. One tiny mistake, and the sentence feels broken. That's why grammar matters. The secret to speaking English correctly. The biggest mistake most English learners make? They focus on vocabulary first. But vocabulary without grammar is like a car without wheels. It won't take you anywhere. So, what's the easiest way to speak English correctly? Just remember these simple grammar rules. No boring lessons. Just fun, easy to understand rules that will change the way you speak forever. Rule number 1. He, she, it needs an S. Think about this. You say, I eat, right? But do you say, he eat? No. You say, he eats. I play football. He plays football. They like ice cream. She likes ice cream. Remember this rule always. If you're talking about he, she, or it, just add es or s. This small rule will instantly make your English sound more natural. Rule number 2. Don't forget a and an. Imagine this. You walk into a shop and say, I want apple. The shopkeeper looks confused. Which apple? One apple? A bag of apples? Now say this. I want an apple. Perfect. Just one small word, and suddenly the sentence makes sense. Use a before words that start with a consonant. A book, a car, a teacher. Use an before words that start with a vowel. A, I, o, u. An apple, an egg, an umbrella. Rule. Number 3. Never forget. Is, am, are. This is the mistake that makes people sound unnatural. Some say, she happy. But wait, that doesn't sound right. The correct way? She is happy. Remember these. I am happy. He, she, it is happy. You, we, they are happy. Easy, right? Just adding is, am, are will make your English sound smooth. Rule number 4. The past needs ed, or second forms. Think about this. Yesterday you run to the park, but wait, that sounds wrong. You should say, yesterday I ran to the park. English has 2 types of past tense. Regular verbs, just add ed. Play, played, talk, talked, jump, jumped. Irregular verbs, these change completely. Go, went, see, saw, eat, ate. Never say, I go school yesterday. The correct way, I went to school yesterday. the funny grammar mistakes. Even native speakers make funny grammar mistakes. Imagine this. A person says, "I can cooking." Sounds funny, right? The correct way is, "I can cook." Or imagine someone says, "She have a new phone." Wrong. It's "she has a new phone." These small mistakes can make people smile, but they can also make speaking difficult. That's why learning these rules is important. The romantic side of grammar. Did you know? Grammar can even make love stories better. Imagine this. A person writes a message. "I love you. I never not stop thinking about you." Wait, what? Never not stop? That's a grammar mess. The real message should be, "I love you. I never stop thinking about you." One small mistake, and the meaning changes completely. That's why grammar matters even in romance, the mystery of missing grammar. Now let's open the suspense. Do you remember the scene at the beginning of this article? The person who got laughed at for speaking wrong English? Guess what? That person was you from the past. But now, after learning these grammar rules, your future has changed. Imagine this again. You stand in front of the crowd. You start speaking. But this time, your English is perfect. The people are listening. No one is laughing. Instead, they are clapping. Because now, you know the secret. Simple grammar rules are the key to speaking English confidently and correctly. Moral of the article. English is not difficult. You don't need thousands of words. You don't need complicated books. You just need simple grammar rules and a little practice. So, next time you speak English, remember, add S for he, she, it. Use a and an correctly. Don't forget is, am, are. Use past tense correctly. If you follow these, your English will never be the same again. People will listen. They will understand. And most importantly, you will feel confident. Now, the twist. What if I told you that you already knew these rules? Yes, somewhere inside you, you already understand them. You just needed someone to show you how simple they are. And now, it's your turn. Go outside, speak English, and remember, you are now a grammar expert. So what are you waiting for? Speak with confidence. Because the world is ready to listen to you. Mastering English tenses without confusion. Imagine this. You are having a conversation in English. Everything is going smoothly until suddenly you stop. You want to talk about something that happened yesterday, but wait. Should you say, "I go," or "I went"? You hesitate. The person in front of you is waiting. Your mind is racing. And then, they raise an eyebrow. Did you just make a mistake? Now imagine another scenario. You confidently say, "Yesterday I went to the market." No hesitation, no confusion. The person in front of you smiles and continues the conversation naturally. Feels great, right? But how do you reach that level? The answer is simple. Mastering English tenses. Why do tenses matter? Tenses are the heart of any language. Without them, sentences sound incomplete. If you don't use the right tense, people might not understand when something happened. Look at these two sentences. I eat breakfast. I ate breakfast. Both sound correct, right? But they have different meanings. One talks about the present, and the other talks about the past. That's why understanding tenses is the key to clear communication. The three main tense categories. English has only three main tenses, but wait, there's a twist. Each of these tenses has four forms. That's what confuses most people. But don't worry, we'll make it easy. 1. Present tense, talking about now. Simple. Present. Used for habits, facts, and general truths. I eat breakfast every day. She likes ice cream. Present. Continuous. Talking about something happening right now. I am eating breakfast now. She is watching TV. Present perfect. Talking about something that happened at an unknown time before now. I have eaten breakfast already. She has finished her work. Present perfect continuous. Talking about something that started in the past and is still happening. I have been eating breakfast for 10 minutes. She has been working all day. 2. Past tense. Talking about before. Simple. Past. Talking about something that happened at a specific time in the past. I ate breakfast at 8 a.m. She watched a movie yesterday. Past continuous. Talking about something that was happening at a particular time in the past. I was eating breakfast when the phone rang. She was reading when I arrived. Past perfect. Talking about something that happened before another past event. I had eaten breakfast before he arrived. She had left before the movie started. Past perfect continuous. Talking about something that was continuing before another past event. I had been eating for 10 minutes before he came. She had been studying all night before the test. 3. Future tense. Talking about later. Simple future. Talking about something that will happen. I will eat breakfast tomorrow. She will visit her grandmother next week. Future. Continuous. Talking about something that will be happening at a specific time in the future. I will be eating breakfast at 8 a.m. tomorrow. She will be studying in the evening. Future. Perfect. Talking about something that will be completed before a certain time in the future. I will have eaten breakfast before you wake up. She will have finished her work by 5 p.m. Future perfect continuous. Talking about something that will continue up to a certain time in the future. I will have been eating for 10 minutes by the time you arrive. She will have been working for 6 hours by noon. Common mistakes. People make. Even advanced English speakers sometimes make tense mistakes. Let's look at some funny examples. Wrong. I am eat dinner now. Correct. I am eating dinner now. Wrong. Yesterday, I go to school. Correct. Yesterday, I went to school. Wrong. She will have a party tomorrow. Correct. She will have a party tomorrow. These small mistakes can make your sentence sound strange. But the good news? Now you know how to avoid them. The funniest English tense mistake. Imagine this. Someone wants to say they have been studying for hours, but instead they say, I was study all day. Wait. What? The listener gets confused. Were you studying or not? The correct sentence is, I was studying all day. See how one small mistake can change the whole meaning? That's why using tenses correctly is so important. The romantic side of tenses. Did you know? Tenses can even change the meaning of love messages. Imagine someone sends this text. I love you for 10 years. Sounds romantic, right? But wait. Something feels wrong. The correct sentence is, I have loved you for 10 years. One small tense mistake. and the meaning changes completely. The suspenseful twist. Remember the story at the beginning of this article? The one where you were struggling to speak English correctly? Well, guess what? That version of you is gone now. Because now, you understand tenses clearly. Imagine yourself again in that same conversation. This time, when you speak, your words flow smoothly. No hesitation, no confusion. The person in front of you listens carefully. They nod. They smile. Because you sound like a natural English speaker now. The moral of the article. Mastering tenses doesn't have to be difficult. You don't need long textbooks. You don't need complicated grammar rules. You just need a simple understanding of when to use each tense. Remember these 3 golden rules. Present tense equals now. Past tense, before. Future tense, later. If you keep practicing these tenses, your English will become smooth, confident, and natural now. It's your turn. Now that you know the secret to mastering English tenses, it's time to use them in real life. Try speaking in different tenses, challenge yourself, and most importantly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Because every mistake is just one step closer to fluency. So what are you waiting for? Go out there, speak confidently, and let the world hear your perfect English.
Listening. Masterclass, Advanced English Practice. Hello, my dear students. Welcome to today's exciting, mind-opening, and heart-touching English lecture. But wait, before we begin, I have one big question for you. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone was talking but you didn't understand a word? Maybe you nodded your head, smiled, pretended to listen, but deep down, you were lost, and then suddenly, they asked you a question, and you panicked? Oh no. What did they just say? Should I say yes? Should I laugh? Should I run away? Sounds familiar? Well, my dear students, today, we are going to solve this problem once and for all. Today, I will teach you the most powerful, most exciting, most life-changing way to improve your listening skills in English. Yes, today, you will become a listening master. But, are you ready for this journey? Because this is not just an ordinary lesson. It's a masterclass. And by the end of this lecture, you will never struggle with listening again. But first, I have a little surprise, a little twist, a little suspense. Stay with me until the end, because something unexpected is going to happen. Are you excited? Then let's begin. Why is listening so hard? Let's be honest. Listening in English is not easy. Native speakers talk too fast. They mix words together. They use strange expressions. And sometimes, they don't even pronounce the words completely. For example, if someone says, "What do you want to do?" They don't say it like that. No. They say, "What do you want to do?" What is this? Is this even English? Yes. My dear students, this is real-life English. And that's why listening is difficult. Because in real conversations, people don't speak like a textbook. They don't pause between words. They don't pronounce every letter. So what should you do? Should you give up? Should you avoid speaking with native speakers? No way. Because today, I will give you the secret formula to understand English like a pro. But first, let me tell you a funny, romantic little story. A story that will change the way you listen forever. The day I couldn't understand a single word. Many years ago, I was sitting in a cafe in London. The weather was cold, but my coffee was hot. I was waiting for someone. A special someone. A beautiful person with the most amazing smile. And then, she arrived. She sat down, looked at me, and started talking. But there was a problem. I didn't understand anything. She was speaking English, but it felt like a different language. She was too fast. Her words were too mixed. My brain was too slow. I smiled, I nodded. But inside, I was panicking. And then, the worst thing happened. She laughed and said, "You have no idea what I just said, do you?" Oh no, I was caught. I felt so embarrassed. But she just laughed and said, "Don't worry. I will teach you how to listen properly." And my dear students, what she taught me that day was life-changing. And today, I will teach you the same secrets, so you never feel lost in a conversation again. Ready? Here we go. The 3 golden rules of listening like a pro. Rule 1. Listen for meaning, not words. Most beginners make a huge mistake when they listen. They try to understand every single word. But this is impossible. Even native speakers don't understand every word. Instead, focus on the meaning. For example, if someone says, "Hey, want to grab a coffee?" Maybe you don't know what grab means. But guess what? You don't need to. Because you understand hey and coffee. So you can guess they are inviting you for coffee. Easy, right? So remember, don't focus on every word. Focus on the main idea. Imagine you want to run a marathon. Can you do it tomorrow? Of course not. You need to train every day. Listening is the same. Your ears need training. So how do you train them? By listening to English every single day. But here's the trick. You must listen to real English. Not textbook English. Not slow English. But real conversations. Listen to podcasts, movies, interviews, and most importantly, don't use subtitles. At first, it will be hard. But after a few weeks, you will understand more and more. Your ears will become stronger. And one day, boom, you will understand everything like a native speaker. But wait, we have one more rule. And this is the most powerful one. Rule 3. Fall in love with English. Yes, you heard me right. You must fall in love with English. Because when you love something, you enjoy it. And when you enjoy it, you learn faster. So, my dear students, ask yourself, what do you love? Do you love music? Listen to English songs. Do you love movies? Watch English films. Do you love gossip? Listen to celebrity interviews. The more you enjoy English, the better your listening will become. And before you know it, you will be a listening master. And now, the big surprise. Remember at the beginning, I told you something unexpected would happen? Well, here it is. I have a challenge for you. Right now, I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And imagine this. You are in a beautiful cafe in London. The weather is cold, but your coffee is hot. Suddenly, someone walks in, sits across from you, and starts talking in English. This time, you listen. And guess what? You understand everything. No more panic. No more confusion. Just confidence. Just excitement. Just pure joy. Feels good, doesn't it? Well, my dear students, this is not just a dream. This can be your reality. All you have to do is practice these 3 golden rules. And soon, you will be listening like a native. Final words. A secret to remember. Before we end, I will tell you one final secret. Listening is not just about words. It's about connecting. It's about understanding people. It's about feeling emotions. So when you listen, don't just hear the words. Hear the heart behind them. And I promise you, English will never be difficult again. Thank you, my dear students. Keep practicing. Keep believing in yourself. And remember, English is not just a language. It's an adventure. See you in the next masterclass. Advanced Grammar. English for everyday use. Hello, my dear students. Welcome to this exciting, fun, and life-changing English masterclass. But wait. Before we begin, I have a question for you. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to speak perfect English, but suddenly your brain froze? You knew the words, you knew the meaning, but something was missing. The grammar? Oh no. You tried to fix the sentence, but the words got mixed up. You panicked? You said something, but it sounded so wrong. And then the person in front of you looked confused. Maybe they even laughed a little. Oops. Embarrassing, right? But don't worry, because today I am going to solve this problem forever. Today, I will teach you advanced grammar in the easiest, most exciting, and most fun way possible. And listen carefully, because at the end of this masterclass, I have a big secret that will completely change the way you learn English. Are you ready for this journey? Then let's begin. Why is grammar so hard? Be honest. When you hear the word grammar, how do you feel? Excited? Happy? Or terrified? If you feel terrified, you are not alone. Many people hate grammar. It feels complicated. It feels like too many rules. But here's a secret. Grammar is actually very simple. Yes, you heard me right. Grammar is not difficult. The real problem is the way it is taught. Too many books, too many rules, too many confusing explanations. So today, I will teach you advanced grammar in the easiest way possible. No boring explanations, no complicated rules. Just real-life English that you can use every day. Sounds good? Then, let's start with something fun. The most common grammar mistakes, and how to fix them. Let's play a little game. I will show you a sentence, and you have to tell me, is it correct or incorrect? Ready? Sentence 1. She don't like coffee. What do you think? Correct or incorrect? If you said incorrect, you are absolutely right. The correct sentence is, she doesn't like coffee. Why? Because with he, she, it, we use doesn't instead of don't. Simple, right? Okay, let's try another one. Is this correct or incorrect? Actually, this is a trick question. Normally, we don't use am loving because love is a state verb, a verb that describes a feeling or thought, not an action. So the correct sentence should be, I love this song. But in casual English, native speakers do say, I am loving it, to express strong emotion. Interesting, right? Okay, one more. Sentence 3. Yesterday, I go to the park. What's wrong here? Yes, the verb should be in the past tense. The correct sentence is, yesterday, I went to the park. Why? Because yesterday means past, so we need a past tense verb. This is a very common mistake, but now you will never forget it. The 3 golden grammar rules for perfect English. Now that you know some common mistakes, let me give you 3 simple rules that will help you speak perfect English every day. Rule 1. Keep it simple. Many learners think that advanced English means long, complicated sentences. But guess what? The best English speakers keep their sentences short and clear. For example, instead of saying, "I have a great amount of appreciation for the gift you have kindly provided to me," just say, "Thank you so much for the gift." Simple. Clear. Perfect. So, remember, advanced English is not about big words. It's about clear communication. Rule 2. Word order matters. Let me ask you, what's the difference between these two sentences? I only love you. I love only you. They look similar, right? But the meaning is different. I only love you. This means I love you, but I don't like you. I love only you. This means I don't love anyone else, only you. See how important word order is? So, my dear students, always be careful with word order. Rule 3. Master the tenses. Many learners get confused with tenses. But don't worry. Here's an easy way to remember them. Think of tenses like time travel. Past. The story already happened. I ate pizza yesterday. Present. The story is happening now. I am eating pizza. Now. Future equals. The story will happen later. Arrow. I will eat pizza tomorrow. Easy, right? And here's a little trick. If you are not sure which tense to use, keep it simple and use the present tense. For example, instead of worrying about past perfect, just say, I already ate. Instead of thinking about future perfect, just say, I will finish it later. See? No stress, no confusion, just simple, natural English. And now, the big secret. Remember at the beginning I told you I had a big secret for you? Well, here it is. The best way to learn grammar is not by memorizing rules, but by using them in real life. Yes. Instead of studying boring grammar books, do this. 1. Speak English every day. Even if you make mistakes, just speak. 2. Listen to native speakers. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, and learn grammar naturally. 3. Write in English. Start a journal. Write short stories, or even text your friends in English. The more you use grammar, the better you will become. And before you know it, you will be speaking perfect English without even thinking about grammar rules. Final words. A secret to remember. My dear students, I want you to remember one thing. Grammar is not about being perfect. It's about being understood. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes sometimes. And guess what? Nobody cares. What really matters is confidence. So don't be afraid of grammar. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Just speak, learn, and have fun. And one day, you will realize that English is not difficult. It's just a beautiful language waiting to be explored. American versus British English. Which one should you learn? Imagine this. You're standing in a busy street in London, rain softly tapping on your umbrella. A British friend turns to you and says, "Fancy a biscuit?" You nod excitedly, thinking of a warm, soft chocolate chip cookie. But the waiter brings you a crunchy cracker instead. Confused, you look around, wondering, what just happened? Now, shift the scene. You're in New York City, ordering breakfast at a cafe. You ask for chips because you're craving crispy salted potato slices. But the waiter hands you a plate of French fries. Again, you blink, trying to make sense of it all. What's going on here? Is the world playing tricks on you? No. It's just American versus British English. 2 languages, 1 world, and a million funny misunderstandings. But which one should you learn? Hold on. Before you decide, let's dive into the suspenseful, fun, and dramatic journey of words, history, and, believe it or not, love. the great English battle begins. Many people believe that American and British English are exactly the same. It's all just English, right? They say. Wrong. These two versions of English are like twins who grew up in different countries. They look alike, but act completely differently. One wears a suit and drinks tea at 4 p.m. The other wears sneakers, grabs a coffee, and rushes to work. And guess what? They even argue sometimes. The British say, "I live in a flat." Americans say, "I live in an apartment." Americans love their elevators. The British? Oh no, they take the lift. In the UK, people queue. In the US, people stand in line. So, the question is, which one is better? Or wait, is one secretly more romantic than the other? The romantic side of English. Okay, let's talk about love. Imagine this. You're watching a romantic Hollywood movie. The handsome lead actor looks deep into his lover's eyes and says, "I love you, baby." His deep American accent makes your heart skip a beat. Now, rewind. Picture a British drama. The charming actor, with his soft, elegant voice, whispers, "Darling, you are the love of my life." Wow. Which one made your heart melt more? British English sounds poetic, like a beautiful song from the 1800s. Meanwhile, American English? It's bold, powerful, and full of passion. But wait, does that mean one is more romantic than the other? Hold that thought. Let's step back in time. A mysterious love letter from the past. Imagine finding an old letter hidden inside a dusty book in an ancient library. The paper is yellow, the ink fading, but the words, oh, the words are full of love. "You are my heart's desire, my dearest. Without you, my days are empty, and my nights are cold." You read it aloud, feeling a strange warmth in your chest. But something feels different. The words seem so elegant, so British. Suddenly another paper slips out. A modern note written in bold, clear letters. "Hey babe, I miss you like crazy. Life is boring without you. Call me ASAP." This one? American. Two styles, two eras, one message. Love. But which style do you prefer? Do you want your romance slow and poetic like the British? Or fast and exciting like the Americans? It's your choice. But wait. Something is still missing in this mystery. The words that can get you into trouble. Oh no. Not all words are romantic. Some can get you into serious trouble. Imagine visiting England and telling someone, "I love your pants." They suddenly turn red, eyes wide with shock. What did you do wrong? Well, in the UK, pants mean underwear. You just complimented their underclothes. Or picture this. You're in the US and say, "I need a rubber." People gasp. Silence. A man drops his coffee. A lady faints. Why? Because in America, a rubber means an eraser. But it also has another meaning. And let's just say, it's not something you ask for in public. So, which English is safer to learn? Still confused? The biggest mystery is yet to come. The final twist. Which one should you learn? And now, here's the big reveal. The moment you've been waiting for. Which English is better? Which one should you learn? The answer is both. Yes, you heard that right. Because here's the truth. The world is connected like never before. Whether you learn British or American English, you'll need to understand both at some point. Movies, books, social media, everything is mixed. So instead of choosing one, Have fun learning both. One day, sip tea and say, "Good afternoon, mate." The next day, grab coffee and say, "Hey, what's up?" Become an English language master, and no biscuit cookie, pants, trouser confusion will ever stop you again. The moral of the story: English is not just a language. It's a world of emotions, humor, and surprises. So, don't be afraid of mistakes. Laugh at misunderstandings. Enjoy the differences. And most importantly, fall in love with the language. Because when you do, whether you say cheers or awesome, you'll always be understood. And that, my friend, is the real beauty of English. Now tell me, British or American, which one do you love more? The key differences between a New York and California accent. Picture this. You step onto a crowded street in New York City. Car horns blare, people rush past, and a man yells, "Hey, I'm walking here." His voice is loud, fast, and full of attitude. Now, close your eyes. Imagine yourself on a California beach. The sun is shining, waves crash against the shore, and a surfer turns to you and says, "Dude, that wave was totally gnarly." His voice is smooth, slow, and relaxed. Wait. What just happened? Two people, same country, same language, but their accents sound completely different. Why? Let's dive into this fascinating, funny, and dramatic battle between the New York accent and the California accent. But be warned, this journey comes with surprises, mysteries, and maybe even a shocking twist at the end. New York accent. Fast, bold, and no nonsense. If New York City had a voice, it would be loud, direct, and full of energy. New Yorkers don't just talk. They fire words like bullets. They drop sounds, stretch vowels, and speak faster than a subway train during rush hour. Here's what makes a New York accent unique. 1. The dropped R. A New Yorker won't say car. They say ka. Water becomes wa-tu. Doctor turns into doc-tu. Why? Because in classic New York speech, the R disappears unless it's at the beginning of a word. 2. The famous coffee sound. New Yorkers don't drink coffee, they drink coffee. They don't talk about the law, they say lore. It's all about that stretched aw sound. 3. Fast, clipped, and direct speech. A New Yorker won't say, "Do you want to go?" They'll say, "Want to go?" Short, quick, and straight to the point. And of course, let's not forget the attitude. A New York accent is bold, confident, and full of personality. But wait, let's fly across the country to sunny California, where things sound very different. California accent, laid back, smooth, and relaxed. Now, imagine stepping onto a warm beach in Los Angeles. The people here don't rush. They chill. Their voices, smooth, drawn out, and full of relaxed vibes. Here's what makes a California accent special. 1. The famous totally sound. Californians don't say totally like you'd expect. They say too-tally. Dude turns into dude. Everything sounds stretched, slow, and effortless. 2. The Valley Girl influence. Ever heard someone say, like, "That's so cool"? That's the California Valley Girl accent. It's full of high-pitched tones, extra like words, and exaggerated emotions. I was like, literally dying. That's like, so crazy. Sounds dramatic? That's the California style. 3. The uptalk At the end of sentences, Californians often raise their tone at the end of sentences, making everything sound like a question. New Yorker, I'm going to the store. Californian, I'm going to the store. It sounds friendlier, softer, and more casual. But here's the biggest shock of all. The secret behind these accents. Why do New Yorkers talk fast and Californians talk slow? Here's the crazy truth. It's all about the environment. New York, the city of hustle and noise. New Yorkers are always in a rush. They live in a city where life moves fast. Subways, taxis, business meetings. There's no time for slow speech. That's why they talk quickly, sharply, and with attitude. California. The land of sunshine and chill Californians, on the other hand, live in a relaxed environment. The weather is warm, the beaches are beautiful, and life is slower. That's why they talk smoothly, calmly, and with a laid-back vibe. It's not just about accents, it's about lifestyles. But wait, there's one last twist in this story. The big question. Which accent is better? So, New York versus California. Who wins? Should you learn to speak fast and bold like a New Yorker? Or should you talk smooth and relaxed like a Californian? Here's the shocking answer. Neither. Both accents are unique, exciting, and full of character. Instead of choosing one, why not have fun with both? Want to sound confident in a business meeting? Use a New York accent. Want to relax and make friends at the beach? Try a California accent. Because in the end, it's not about how you speak. It's about what you say and how you connect with people. And that, my friend, is the real power of language. Final thought. Next time you meet someone, listen closely. Are they talking fast and sharp like a New Yorker? Or slow and chill like a Californian? Better yet, which one do you sound like?
Ordering food in English, like people in the United States. Ah, my dear students, imagine this. You're in the United States, standing inside a famous restaurant. The warm smell of delicious food fills the air. Your stomach is making sounds, so loud that the waiter might hear it. But when it's time to order, your heart starts beating fast. You know English, but what if you say something wrong? What if the waiter doesn't understand you? What if people laugh? Wait. Breathe. Relax. Today, I am going to teach you how to order food in English like an American, without fear, without mistakes, and with full confidence. By the end of this lecture, you will speak just like them. And not only that, but I have a little suspenseful twist waiting for you at the end. So, stay with me until the very last word. Step 1. Entering the restaurant. Now, let's start from the very beginning. Imagine you walk into a restaurant. What do you say? Do you scream, "Food! Food! Give me food"? No, that's not how it works. When you enter, you need to ask for a table politely. Here's how Americans do it. Hi, do you have a table for two? O.R. Hello. Can I get a table for one, please? The restaurant staff will check and say, yes, right this way. O.R. Sorry, we're full right now. Would you like to wait? If it's full, you can say, sure. How long is the wait? Or, oh, no worries. I'll come back later. Step 2. The menu confusion. Now you're sitting at the table. The menu is in front of you. But oh no, so many words. What is a burger with all the works? What is a medium rare steak? What is sunny side up eggs? Don't panic. Let's break it down. Burger with all the works. It means the burger comes with everything. lettuce, tomato, onions, cheese, sauce, etc. Medium rare steak. It means the steak is cooked halfway, not too raw, not too cooked. Sunny side up eggs. It means the eggs are fried, but only cooked on one side. The yolk is still soft. Feeling a little smarter? Good. Now, when the waiter comes and asks, "Are you ready to order?" you have two options. If you are ready, say, "Yes, I'll have a cheeseburger, please." If you need more time, say, "Not yet. Can I have a few more minutes?" Simple, right? But wait. What if you don't understand something on the menu? No problem. Americans always ask questions like this. What do you recommend? What's the special today? Does this come with fries? And the best part? The waiter won't be surprised. Because in America, asking questions in a restaurant is completely normal. Step 3. How to order like a pro. All right, now it's time for the real deal. It's time to order. But I want you to do it like a true American. Listen carefully. Imagine you want to order a sandwich. How do you say it? Wrong way. Give me sandwich. Right way. I'll have a chicken sandwich, please. Now imagine you want a drink. How do you say it? Wrong way. Water. Right way. Can I get a glass of water, please? Want to sound extra natural? Use this phrase, Example, I'll take a large iced coffee, please. Sounds so smooth, right? Almost like you grew up in the U.S. Step 4. Customizing your order. Like an American. Now, let's say you don't like onions. What do? Do not say, "No onions." Instead, say, "Can I get that without onions, please?" Want extra cheese? Don't just say, "Extra cheese." Instead, say, "Could you add extra cheese, please?" The way you ask makes a big difference. In America, politeness is the key. Step 5. Handling mistakes and problems. Now, here comes the real test. What if your food arrives and there's a problem? What if they give you the wrong dish? Some people panic. Some get angry. But real Americans? They stay calm and say, "Excuse me, I think this isn't what I ordered." "Sorry, I asked for no onions, but this has onions." "I think my drink is missing." Politeness is your secret weapon. The waiter will apologize and fix it. No problem at all. Step 6. Paying the bill. The final battle. Now, the final moment has arrived. You ate your food. You're happy. But now, the bill. How do you ask for it? "Can I get the check, please?" OR. Could I have the bill, please? And in the U.S., tipping is important. Usually, you leave a 15 to 20% tip. Want to sound cool when paying? Say, "I got this." It means you're paying for everyone. Or, "Let's split the bill." It means each person pays their part. Now, the twist. The suspense is over. Did you notice something? Every step I taught you today is not just about ordering food. It's about confidence. When you enter a restaurant and ask for a table, you are speaking up. When you order food and ask questions, you are learning. When you handle problems politely, you are staying calm. When you pay the bill, you are taking responsibility. These are not just restaurant skills. These are life skills. And do you know the secret to speaking English fluently like an American? It's not about big words. It's not about perfect grammar. It's about bravery. Be brave. Be confident. Speak without fear. If you can order food in English without hesitation, you can do anything. The moral of this lecture: speaking English fluently is not about knowing every word. It's about believing in yourself. And my dear students, I know something about you. You are smart. You are capable. And you can do this. The next time you walk into a restaurant in the US or the UK, I want you to walk in with confidence. Order your food like a pro. And when you finish, smile, because you just took one more step towards mastering English. Remember, fluency is not about words. It's about courage. Now go out there and speak like a true American. You got this. And one last thing. Are you hungry now? Ha ha ha. I bet you are. Now go grab some food and practice your English while ordering. Happy eating, my amazing students. Speak English at home, like in California. All right, my dear students. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, the sun is shining, you step into your kitchen, stretch your arms, and suddenly, you realize something. You are in California. Yes, imagine that. You are living in California now. But wait, something feels strange. People around you are speaking in a smooth, casual, confident way. Their English is natural, fast, and full of energy. But you feel nervous. How do they talk like that? How do they sound so cool? Relax. Take a deep breath. Today, I am going to teach you how to speak English at home like people in California, in a natural, relaxed, and fun way. And listen carefully. There's a big surprise waiting for you at the end of this lecture. A twist that will change the way you speak forever. So, stay with me until the very last word. Step 1. Start your morning like a Californian. All right, let's begin your day. You wake up and someone in your house says, "Hey, what's up?" Do not panic. This is a very common way to say hello in California. How do you respond? Wrong way. Nothing is up. No, no, no. Right way. Not much, just waking up. Or just chilling. Now, imagine your friend or family member asks, "How did you sleep?" Do not say, "I slept well." That sounds too formal. Californians keep it chill. Better way? Slept like a baby. Or, "Pretty good, but I need more sleep." Now, you want coffee. How do you ask for it? Wrong way. "I want coffee." This sounds robotic. Right way. "Hey, can you make me some coffee?" Or, "I need coffee ASAP." See? Natural, casual, and friendly. Step 2. Talking at breakfast. The fun begins. Now, imagine you're at the table, eating breakfast. Someone in your house looks at your plate and says, "Whoa, that looks so good." How do you respond? "Yeah, I made it myself." Say this with pride. Want to try some? If you're feeling generous. I know, right? It's delicious, confident, and fun. Now, someone asks you, "What are you doing today?" You could say, "Nothing much." But that's too basic. Californians love adding personality to their words. "Not sure yet, but I might go for a walk." Just chilling, maybe watching a movie later. Gotta get some work done, but after that, who knows? The key? Keep it light, keep it fun, keep it casual. Step 3. Conversations at home. Sound effortless. Let's say you're at home, just relaxing. Your sibling or friend asks, "Hey, want to watch a movie?" Do you just say yes or no? No! Californians never give boring answers. "Yeah, for sure. What are we watching?" "Maybe later. I'm kinda busy right now." "Oh, sounds fun. What do you have in mind?" Adding personality makes your English sound alive. Now, let's say you need help with something. How do you ask? "Can you help me out for a sec?" Supernatural. "Hey, I need a hand with this." Smooth and cool. "Could you do me a favor?" Polite and casual. See? You're already sounding more Californian. Step 4. Expressing feelings, the Californian way. Now, let's talk about expressing emotions. Californians use a lot of fun expressions. Let's learn them. If you're excited, this is so awesome. OMG, I can't wait. Dude, this is going to be amazing. If you're tired, ugh, I need a nap. I'm so done for the day. I need like 10 more hours of sleep. If you're happy, I'm loving this. Today's been amazing. This is the best thing ever. If you're confused, wait, what just happened? I'm so lost right now. Hold on, say that again. Adding these little expressions makes you sound natural and fun. Step 5. The secret to sounding like a native. The California flow. All right, now here's the twist. Do you know why Californians sound so smooth when they talk? It's because they connect their words. They don't speak each word separately like a robot. Instead, they make their sentences flow. For example, instead of, "What are you doing?" say, "What you doing?" Instead of, "I don't know," say, "I don't know." Instead of "going to," say, "gonna." Instead of "want to," say, "wanna." Try it now. What you doing? I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna watch TV. Want to join me? Do you feel that flow? That's how Californians sound so natural. Now, the big twist. The secret is out. Did you realize something? You don't need big, complicated words to speak English fluently. You just need to relax. Californians don't stress about every little grammar rule. They just talk, smoothly, confidently, and naturally. And guess what? You can do it too. Forget the fear. Forget the hesitation. Forget trying to be perfect. Just speak. Speak like you're in California. Speak like English is easy. Speak like it's part of you. The moral of this lecture: speaking English fluently is not about knowing every rule. It's about being comfortable. If you can talk freely at home, you can talk freely anywhere. So, here's my challenge to you. For the next 24 hours, try speaking English at home like a Californian. Use the phrases you learned today. Connect your words. Be confident. And most importantly, have fun with it. And before you know it, you won't just sound like a Californian, you'll sound like a natural English speaker. And one last thing. Did you enjoy this lecture? Did it make you laugh? Did it make you excited to speak English? Because if it did, then congratulations. You just took one big step toward fluency. Now go out there and speak like a true Californian. You get this. Asking questions in English, like you live in London. All right, my dear students, imagine this. You wake up in the morning, stretch your arms, and suddenly, you realize something strange. You are in London. Yes, right in the heart of the city. Red buses, black cabs, Big Ben ticking in the distance. People around you are speaking in smooth, polite, yet confident English. But wait, how do they ask questions so effortlessly? Because let's be honest, sometimes asking questions in English feels like solving a puzzle. Should I say, "Can I?" or "May I?" Do British people say, "Do you have?" or "Have you got?" Why do Londoners sound so smooth when they ask questions? Relax. Take a deep breath. Today, I'm going to teach you how to ask questions in English like you live in London. And listen carefully. Because at the end of this lecture, there's a huge twist. Something that will change the way you ask questions forever. Step 1. Start your morning like a Londoner. All right, let's begin your day. You wake up and someone in your house says, "Would you like a cuppa?" What? A cuppa? Yes. In London, this means, "Would you like a cup of tea?" Now, let's say you want tea, but you don't know how to ask for it. Here's how to ask like a true Londoner. "Could I have a cup of tea, please?" Very polite. Any chance I could get some tea? Casual and friendly. Would you mind making me a cuppa? Sounds super British. Now, you want to ask about breakfast. But wait, should you say, what are we having for breakfast? Sounds natural. What's for brekkie? Londoners love saying brekkie instead of breakfast. Are we having toast or something fancy? Smooth and relaxed. See, you're already starting to sound like a Londoner. Step 2. Asking for directions in London. Now, imagine you're out and about in London. You're lost. Oh no! How do you ask for directions without sounding like a tourist? Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to Oxford Street? Polite and natural. Sorry to bother you, but do you know where Big Ben is? Very British. Any idea where I can find the nearest tube station? Casual and smooth. Notice something? Londoners love adding polite phrases. Excuse me. Sorry to bother you, but would you mind? It makes them sound friendly and approachable. Step 3. Ordering food like a Londoner. All right, let's say you're at a cafe in London and you want to order something. How do you do it without sounding crazy? Instead of saying, give me a coffee. Too direct. Try these. Could I get a latte, please? Polite and smooth. I'd love a cappuccino, thanks. Casual and friendly. What do you recommend? A great way to start a conversation. Now, what if you're with friends and you want to ask about their order? What are you having? Very natural. Fancy a croissant with that? Sounds super London. Shall we get something to share? Polite and smooth. See? You don't just ask questions. You make them sound effortless. Step 4. Asking about plans, the London way. Now, let's say you want to ask your friend about their weekend plans. You could say, what are you up to this weekend? Casual and smooth. Any fun plans for Saturday? Sounds natural. Fancy going out for a drink? Londoners love using fancy to mean would you like? And if someone asks you, what are you doing tonight? You can respond, not much. Why? Haven't decided yet. What about you? Thinking of heading out, you in? Notice something? Londoners love keeping it relaxed and easy. Step 5. Expressing interest the British way. Now, let's talk about showing curiosity in conversations. Let's say you're at a party and you meet someone new. You want to ask them about their job, but you don't want to sound boring. Instead of saying, what do you do? Too basic. Try. So, what do you do for a living? Sounds natural. What line of work are you in? Very smooth. How did you get into that? A great follow-up question. And if you're interested in their answer, you can say, that's brilliant. Very British. Oh, that sounds interesting. How long have you been doing that? See? You're not just asking questions. You're keeping the conversation alive. Step 6. The London secret. Sounding effortless. All right, now here's the big twist. Do you know why Londoners sound so natural when they ask questions? Because they don't just ask, they flow. Instead of saying, do you want to go to the park? They say, want to go to the park? Shall we head to the park? Fancy a walk. Instead of, can you help me? They say, could you give me a hand? Would you mind helping me out? Any chance you could help? It's all about keeping it smooth, relaxed, and effortless. Now, the big reveal. The secret to asking questions like a Londoner. Did you notice something? Asking questions in English is not about using big words. It's about confidence, flow, and natural expressions. You don't need to stress about grammar. You don't need to memorize complicated phrases. You just need to relax and speak. So here's my challenge for you. For the next 24 hours, only ask questions like a Londoner. Use the phrases you learned today. Keep it smooth. Keep it fun. And most importantly, keep it natural. And before you know it, you won't just sound like a Londoner. You'll sound like a confident, fluent English speaker. One last thing. Did you enjoy this lesson? Did it make you excited to ask questions in English? Because if it did, then congratulations. You just unlocked a new level of fluency. Now go out there and start asking questions like you live in London. You get this. Speak English with confidence like an American. All right, my dear students, imagine this. You walk into a coffee shop in New York, Los Angeles, or Texas. The people around you are speaking smooth, natural, and confident English. And you? You hesitate. Your words feel slow. Your voice feels unsure. But wait, why do Americans sound so confident? How do they speak with energy, rhythm, and natural flow? Well, today, I'm going to teach you how to speak English like an American, with confidence. And listen carefully, because by the end of this lesson, there's a huge twist. Something that will change the way you speak forever. Are you ready? Let's go. Step 1. The American secret. It's not just about words. Here's something no one tells you. Americans don't just speak English. They perform it. Yes, speaking English in the U.S. is like a performance. It's not just words. It's not just grammar. It's how you say it. That's why Americans sound confident, bold, and natural. So today, we're not just learning English. We're learning the American style. Step 2. Sound like an American. The secret to confidence. All right, let's break it down. How do Americans actually speak? They use contractions. Instead of, I am going to, they say, I'm gonna. Instead of, it is fine, they say, it's fine. They connect their words. Instead of, what are you doing? They say, what you doing? Instead of, do you want to? They say, do you wanna? They stress the right words. I really love this. Stronger emotion. That's amazing. Excited tone. They speak in a rhythm. American English has a musical flow. Short words plus long words equals natural speech. I want to go to the mall. Smooth and natural. Step 3. Speak with energy like an American. Now, let's talk about confidence. Americans don't just talk. They express. Look at these examples. Hey, how's it going? Energetic, friendly. Wow, that's awesome. Excited, fun. You got this, man. Encouraging, powerful. Confidence is in your tone. If you speak too softly, people won't hear you. If you speak too fast, people won't understand you. If you speak too flat, you'll sound bored. So what's the secret? Speak with energy, but stay relaxed. Tip. Imagine you're talking to a friend at a party. Not a job interview, not a speech, just a relaxed, confident conversation. Step 4. The American way to start conversations. All right, let's say you meet someone new in Los Angeles or Miami. How do you start a conversation without feeling awkward? Try these. Hey, what's up? Casual, everyday greeting. Yo, how's it going? Super American. Hey, what have you been up to? Friendly and natural. Now, let's say someone asks, how are you? Don't just say, I'm fine. That's too boring. Try, I'm doing great. How about you? Confident. Pretty good. What about you? Smooth. Awesome. Thanks for asking. Very American. See? You're not just speaking, you're connecting. Step 5. Ordering food like an American. All right, let's say you walk into a coffee shop in New York City. How do you order without sounding nervous? Instead of, "Give me a coffee," say, "Can I get a coffee, please?" Polite and natural. "I'll have a latte, thanks." Confident and smooth. "Could I grab a cappuccino?" Very American. Now, let's say you want extra sugar. Instead of, "I need more sugar," say, "Could I get some extra sugar, please?" Polite and confident. "Oh, can you throw in some extra sugar?" Super American. Confidence is in your words, your tone, and your attitude. Step 6. The huge American secret. It's all about vibes. All right, here's the big twist. Americans don't just speak English. They create vibes. They smile when they talk. They use their hands to express themselves. They laugh, react, and keep it natural. For example, if you're telling a story, use expressions. "You won't believe what happened." Exciting. "It was so funny." Energetic. If you're asking a question, make it sound real. "Do you want to grab lunch?" Casual. "Wait, seriously?" Surprised. If you're agreeing, make it sound fun. "No way, me too." Excited. "Dude, same." Super American. See? It's not just about words. It's about attitude, energy, and vibes. Step 7. How to speak American English fluently. Now, let's bring it all together. If you want to speak English like an American, use contractions. I'm, you're, they're, gonna, wanna. Connect your words. What you doing? Do you want to go? Add energy. Excited, fun, and natural. Speak with rhythm. Short plus long words for smooth speech. Keep it simple. No long sentences, just natural flow. Use expressions. "Wow, awesome, no way, seriously?" Relax and have fun. Confidence is about enjoying the conversation. The big reveal. The confidence trick. Now, listen carefully. Confidence is not about perfect English. It's about owning your voice. Even if you make mistakes, keep going. Even if you forget a word, laugh it off. Even if you feel shy, speak anyway. Because guess what? Even Americans make mistakes. Even native speakers forget words. But they don't stop. They keep talking. And that is what makes them sound confident, smooth, and natural. Now it's your turn for the next 24 hours. Speak like an American. Use contractions, rhythm, and energy. Forget perfection. Just talk. And before you know it, you won't just sound American, you'll sound confident. Now go out there and speak English like a pro. You get this. Thank you.
Perfect your British accent in 30 days. Mastering British versus American English. Boosting confidence and fun ways to learn. Part 1. Start to British English. Imagine walking into a new school in the UK, feeling a little nervous but excited, ready to meet new friends. Suddenly, someone greets you with, "Fancy a cuppa?" You freeze. What did they just say? This question, spoken with a thick British accent, means, "Would you like a cup of tea?" British English, with its unique phrases and accents, feels almost like a different language altogether. Many people are fascinated by British accents and vocabulary. But why is British English so different from American English? In the next few minutes, you'll uncover the fascinating twists and turns of these differences, and, with some fun and engaging tips, you'll be able to perfect your British accent in just 30 days. Get ready for a journey full of mysteries, surprises, and a touch of humor that will make learning feel like an adventure. Part 2. The Mystery of Words. American versus British English phrases. Let's explore the hidden meanings behind British and American phrases. Think about it. One word can have two meanings depending on where you are. Imagine you're in the UK and you hear, "I'm just going to pop out to the loo." Pop? Out? Loo? In America, this would mean, "I'm going to the bathroom." Suddenly, simple daily phrases have become a puzzle, adding to the mystery of English. Now, let's get into some fun examples. 1. Chips versus crisps. In the UK, chips are the thick-cut potato slices you might get with fish and chips. But in the US, chips are the thin, crunchy slices in a bag. Second, lift versus elevator. In the UK, you'll take a lift up to the top floor, while Americans call it an elevator. Third, biscuit versus cookie. British biscuits are what Americans call cookies, but an American biscuit is like a soft bread roll. Learning British phrases can be funny, and every phrase brings a tiny twist to your journey. The British way of speaking sounds so polished and charming. If you're ready to sound British, let's keep going. Part 3. The first step. Listening closely and copying sounds. The best way to start sounding British is to listen closely. Watch British movies, YouTube videos, or listen to British podcasts, paying close attention to how words are pronounced. Notice how the letter R is softer in British English. For example, in American English, car sounds like car, while in British English, it's more like ka. It's a soft, almost invisible R sound. Words like butter become butta, with a gentle T sound instead of a hard D sound. Copying sounds may feel funny at first. You might even giggle at yourself saying words like bottle as botle or water as wata. But trust me, this is the first twist to unlocking your British accent. Try it. Practice in front of a mirror, record yourself, and have fun with it. Part 4. Boosting confidence. Say it out loud and be dramatic. If you want to perfect your British accent, you must practice out loud, with confidence. Imagine you're acting. Pretend you're a character in a movie. Use facial expressions, gestures, and even dramatic hand movements if it helps. British English is full of expression, so don't hold back. Think of characters like Harry Potter or famous British actors. Say things with enthusiasm, blimey, brilliant, or cheerio. These are words you won't hear every day, and saying them with excitement makes you feel more British. The more dramatic, the better. You might feel a bit silly, but that's the secret. Embrace it, and it becomes part of the journey. When you speak loudly and with energy, you feel braver. This confidence will help you speak English in public without feeling shy. Part 5. British English in daily life. Make it fun. For the next 30 days, bring a bit of British into your daily life. Use a British word every day. Challenge yourself to ask, "What's for tea?" instead of "What's for dinner?" or "I'll have a go" instead of "I'll try." Each day becomes a new adventure as you try to slip these words into conversations with friends or family. They might even laugh, and it makes learning more fun. Here's an extra fun tip. Read British books or watch British shows. Kids' books like Harry Potter or Paddington Bear are a fantastic way to dive into British English. Pay attention to the words and say them out loud, especially if they sound different from American English. Part 6. Boost your English speaking skills. One day at a time. Here's a little challenge. Each day, try to learn 3 new British phrases. Write them down in a notebook, practice saying them, and use them in sentences. For example, on day 1, learn to say, fancy a chat instead of want to talk. On day 2, say brilliant instead of great. By day 30, you'll have a whole new vocabulary and sound much more British. Speaking confidently doesn't happen overnight, but with daily practice, it will get easier and more enjoyable. Take a deep breath, smile, and give yourself permission to make mistakes. Remember, even native English speakers don't always get it right. Part 7. The Big Reveal, Uncovering the Power of Practice. Now, here's the twist, the big reveal. All along, the secret to perfecting your British accent wasn't just in memorizing words or mimicking sounds, it was in believing in yourself. Each day you practiced, you grew more confident. Each new word, each fun phrase was building your confidence bit by bit. By now, you're not just learning English, you're enjoying it, expressing yourself in it, and feeling comfortable with it. The final surprise is realizing that a British accent is more than just pronunciation. It's about confidence, fun, and personality. By practicing out loud, making mistakes, and having a laugh along the way, you're now not only speaking English, but enjoying every moment of it. The conclusion: a new you, speaking with confidence. At the end of these 30 days, you're left with something more than just a British accent. You have the courage to speak in English, the thrill of trying something new, and the pride of knowing you achieved something amazing. You've taken on a challenge and made it fun, turning each day into an adventure. So whenever you speak English, whether in a British or American accent, remember this journey. Let it remind you that you can learn anything, master anything, and speak with confidence. The twists and suspenseful moments weren't just in British words, they were in your journey, in each small step you took. And that's the biggest victory. Feeling at home in English, no matter where you are or who you're speaking to. Now go on. Give your best British cheerio. Advanced English speaking practice tips for 2024. Mastering fluency, expression, and confidence. Becoming fluent in English requires more than memorizing vocabulary and grammar. It's about confidence, expression, and adapting to modern communication styles. As we step into 2024, let's dive into some fresh, advanced tips that will take your English speaking skills to the next level. First, practice with realistic scenarios. In 2024, focus on practicing English as if you're in everyday real-life situations. Create scenarios that mimic real conversations, like ordering at a cafe, presenting in a business meeting, or discussing travel plans with a friend. Practicing specific scenarios will make your speaking feel natural and will build your comfort with commonly used expressions. Tip: role play with a friend or language partner. If you're learning solo, record yourself handling each scenario, then play it back to analyze your fluency and pronunciation. 3. Master the art of paraphrasing. Speaking naturally often means you'll need to rephrase or explain ideas differently, especially when dealing with complex subjects. Practice taking any sentence and saying it in 3 or 4 different ways. Paraphrasing builds flexibility in your language skills, so you're prepared when you need to adapt on the spot. Exercise. Take an article or paragraph and try to summarize it out loud in different ways, as if explaining to someone who's unfamiliar with the topic. 4. Learn conversational flow and filler words like you know, I mean, actually, and like are used frequently by native speakers to maintain the flow of conversation. While they shouldn't be overused, Mastering natural filler use will make you sound more authentic. Practice. Watch interviews with native speakers, paying attention to how fillers are used in a friendly but professional way. Then, try incorporating fillers into your own speaking practice to make your speech sound more natural and flowing. 5. Develop a strong intonation pattern. Intonation, the rise and fall of your voice, is essential for expressing emotions and making your speech engaging. It helps convey enthusiasm, curiosity, and even sarcasm. In English, intonation changes meaning, so pay close attention to how your voice rises at the end of a question versus a statement. Tip: practice reading sentences with different emotions, such as surprise, disappointment, and excitement, and listen to how your intonation changes. This will help you add expression and depth to your conversations. 6. Think in English. Stop translating from your native language and start thinking directly in English. This shift will improve your fluency and reduce hesitation. Start by thinking in English about everyday tasks, what you'll eat, what you'll wear, or what you plan to do. Challenge: set aside a few minutes every day to speak your thoughts internally in English. Gradually increase the amount of time you spend doing this, and it will soon feel natural. 7. Use the listen and shadow technique. Shadowing involves listening to a native speaker and immediately repeating what they say, matching their pace and intonation. This method sharpens your pronunciation, timing, and rhythm, making your English sound more fluent. Try this. Pick a favorite podcast, TV show, or YouTube channel. Listen to short clips and repeat them word for word, trying to imitate the speaker's tone and speed. Pause, replay, and shadow until you can match their style. 8. Practice storytelling for confidence and flow. Being able to tell a story confidently shows you're comfortable with the language. Choose personal stories or events, even fictional scenarios, and practice telling them in English. Focus on using descriptive language, clear transitions, and expressive tone. Pro tip: think of a memorable experience and tell it from start to finish. Record yourself, listen back, and pay attention to areas where you might sound unsure or repetitive. Practice until you can narrate smoothly and confidently. 9. Engage in group discussions or debates. Group discussions or debates help improve your fluency, especially when you have to respond quickly to new ideas. Find conversation clubs, language meetups, or online discussion groups where you can talk about current topics. Debating different points of view is an excellent way to practice your language under pressure and build confidence. Idea: join English-speaking clubs or online forums where people discuss various topics. Platforms like Meetup or Reddit language communities are great for connecting with other learners and getting real conversational practice. 10th. Expand your vocabulary with contextual learning. Advanced speakers continuously improve their vocabulary. However, rather than just memorizing new words, focus on learning them in context. Practice using these words in sentences and find phrases or idioms that relate to real-life situations. Trick: learn 5 new words each week and use each one in at least 5 sentences. Gradually incorporate them into your speech until they feel like second nature. 11. Embrace silences and pauses. Many speakers feel the need to fill every silence, but learning to pause can make your speech sound more natural. Pauses give you time to gather your thoughts, allowing you to sound thoughtful and composed. Practice tip. Record yourself speaking and practice pausing after key points or between sentences. This builds confidence and adds emphasis to your words. 12. Seek out feedback and self-correction. Constructive feedback helps you grow, so don't hesitate to ask for it from friends, mentors, or language partners. Feedback reveals areas for improvement, and self-correction will become second nature as you get better. Tip. After each speaking session, jot down areas where you struggled and work on improving them. Apps with pronunciation check features or language coaches can also provide targeted feedback. 13. Focus on cultural nuances and expressions. Advanced speakers know that language is closely tied to culture. British and American English, for instance, have different expressions, humor, and formality levels. Learning cultural nuances helps you sound more natural in different English-speaking environments. Example: familiarize yourself with humor styles, idioms, or cultural references unique to the region you're focusing on. This will help you adapt your language depending on the cultural context, which is essential for connecting with others. 14. Stay curious and make learning enjoyable. Finally, keep the learning process enjoyable and lighthearted. Watch your favorite shows, listen to English songs, follow English-speaking influencers, and immerse yourself in content you genuinely enjoy. Curiosity and enjoyment are key motivators that make language practice sustainable over time. Fun tip. Find English songs, comedy sketches, or podcasts that make you laugh or feel excited. Embrace the content, engage with it, and speak along to make practice feel less like a chore. Conclusion. Unleashing your true English-speaking potential. Mastering advanced English-speaking skills is not just about speaking fluently. It's about expressing yourself confidently, understanding cultural nuances, and finding joy in the learning process. With consistent practice, these techniques will help you speak English naturally, confidently, and with your own unique flair. By applying these tips throughout 2024, you'll see yourself speaking English with ease, ready to handle any situation, and communicating with the confidence of a native speaker. Enjoy the journey. Improve your English reading and speaking practice. A guide to fluency and confidence. Mastering English goes beyond studying vocabulary or grammar. It's about practicing the skills of reading and speaking so they become second nature. Whether you're just starting or aiming for advanced fluency, the following tips will help you become a more confident English speaker and reader. 1. Start with engaging books. The best way to build vocabulary and natural phrasing is by reading books that keep you interested. Pick stories or topics you love, whether it's adventure, mystery, or even funny comics. The more you enjoy what you're reading, the faster you'll improve. Try this. Start with short stories or books like Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Harry Potter. Aim to read a few pages each day. Not only will this build your vocabulary, but it also helps with understanding sentence structure and flow in English. Second practice. Reading aloud to strengthen speaking. Reading aloud helps bridge the gap between reading and speaking. This practice trains your mouth to form English sounds, improves pronunciation, and builds confidence. Pro tip. Try to read one page aloud daily, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Focus on clarity, and try to mimic the tone of a native speaker. Choose materials like news articles, simple stories, or even magazine excerpts that interest you. 3. Break down. Difficult words and phrases. Don't skip words you don't know. Write down any unfamiliar words, look them up, and try using them in a sentence. Over time, this helps build a strong, rich vocabulary. Tip: keep a word journal. Write down new words you come across, along with their meanings. Every day, try to use one or two of these words in conversation or writing. 4. Use shadowing for speaking practice. Shadowing is a technique where you listen to a native speaker and repeat immediately after them, imitating their tone and speed. This is a powerful way to practice speaking naturally and fluently. How to shadow. Find a short video clip, podcast, or news report in English. Listen to a sentence, pause, and then repeat it, trying to match the speaker's pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. It may feel challenging at first, but it's one of the most effective ways to sound fluent. 5. Learn expressions and filler words to sound. Natural native speakers use fillers like you know, like, and I mean to keep conversations flowing. Learning these expressions will make you sound more natural and help you communicate casually and confidently. Practice. Try using fillers in sentences. For example, I was like so excited, or, it's actually pretty interesting. Over time, you'll find yourself using them without even thinking about it. 6. Try story summaries for better speaking and thinking in English. After reading a chapter or article, summarize it out loud. This exercise helps you remember what you read, improves your speaking flow, and encourages thinking in English rather than translating from your native language. Tip: after each reading session, take a few minutes to tell yourself what happened. Focus on key points and try to keep it simple. This builds both comprehension and speaking confidence. 7. Watch and listen for real-life language practice. Watching English speeches, shows, or even channels gives you insight into conversational English. Pay attention to phrases, expressions, and pronunciation. Listening to podcasts or songs in English can also build your familiarity with how words sound in natural conversation. Start here. Begin with shows or channels made for English learners. For example, watch series with subtitles, or try listening to podcasts designed for intermediate-level learners. Remember, the goal is to listen often, so choose things you enjoy. 8. Use role-playing for real-world practice. Imagine real-life situations, like ordering food, asking for directions, or making plans with a friend. Practicing these situations out loud will build your confidence and help you prepare for actual conversations. How to practice. Find a language partner or even talk to yourself. Pick a scenario and go through the conversation step by step. If you're at a cafe, try ordering your drink in English, even if you're just talking to yourself. 9. Build confidence with positive self-talk. In English, speaking a new language can feel challenging, so practice talking to yourself with encouraging phrases. Self-talk builds confidence, helps you process thoughts in English, and reminds you that it's okay to make mistakes. Try this. Use simple affirmations like, I'm getting better every day, I can do this, or my English is improving. This positive reinforcement keeps you motivated and helps reduce nervousness in real conversations. 10th, Connect with a conversation partner or language exchange. Practice is key, and the best way to practice is with someone else. Many online platforms connect you with native speakers who are also looking to learn your language. A language partner can offer you feedback, help correct mistakes, and build your confidence. Where to start? Try websites or apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Conversation Exchange. These platforms allow you to connect with English speakers, and you can both help each other improve. 11. Focus on fluency over perfection. Don't worry about making mistakes. Speak as smoothly as you can, even if you're not sure about grammar or vocabulary. Confidence is more important than speaking perfectly, and over time, your accuracy will naturally improve. Challenge. Try to talk about a topic for 1 minute without stopping. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just focus on keeping the conversation flowing. This helps build fluency and gives you confidence to speak in real-life situations. 12. Embrace English in your everyday life. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Set your phone or computer to English, follow English-speaking social media accounts, and even think to yourself in English throughout the day. Tip: challenge yourself to name objects around you in English or describe your day in English before bed. Small steps add up to big progress. Conclusion: unlocking your full potential in English. Improving English skills is a journey, and each small effort you make will bring you closer to fluency. Keep practicing every day, stay curious, and remember to enjoy the learning process. As your reading and speaking improve, you'll find that English is not just a skill, but a doorway to new friendships, ideas, and opportunities. So, take a deep breath, start reading, and practice speaking. Your English fluency awaits.